What's up, Fit Fam? I'm back with another video. I know it's been a while since I posted. That's because I've been really busy transitioning into a new job. I have a regular job. I work in the medical field, and that takes a lot of my time and energy, especially when it's a new job. So didn't have much time to create content, and creating content in itself is it's like a full-time job too as well. And I tried the best I can. Okay. From this point on, I'm gonna try to post a new video every week. Okay, leading up to the show. Okay, a lot of things have changed. Um, so first thing I want to talk about is I am officially self-coach. Okay, I was working with somebody. I'm not gonna mention his name because I don't want to bash him. I have respect for him and respect for his work, but things just didn't work out, and we were not compatible, and a lot of things that I'm gonna go into detail a little bit. First, when you hire a coach, okay, and this is for everybody that wants to compete or just wants to, hire someone knowledgeable, who's gonna help them lose weight or gain muscle, whatever, for whatever purpose, lifestyle coaching. You want to make sure your coach is knowledgeable, has experience, not only his own experience, but experience coaching other people, credibility, that this coach has success stories with other people, whether it's contest prep, transformations, all of that. Make sure this coach is also a product of what he preaches, even though I must say that the best coaches are the ones that don't compete. They're just regular people who are dedicated to their work. So necessarily they don't have to, be athletes. It's best if they're not, actually. But maybe they used to be athletes, now they're retired. They used to be competitive bodybuilders or like pro bodybuilders, and now they're retired, and now they're passing on their knowledge. They're dedicating the entire career in helping others. So that's awesome. I feel like it's very hard to be a competitive athlete and at the same time trying to coach other people, because you're so focused on your own journey that it leaves zero to no room for others. And your clients, they need your devotion, they need your time, they need your effort, they need you to be more involved every single day in their journey and be there whenever they need it. Not only your clients don't only need you to give them a program to follow, they need you as a whole. That's what most coaches don't understand. All they want to do is give you a program, follow it, and give me an update every week, and that's it. Tell you what changes. I mean, it's fine, in a professional level, but a lot of clients, they need more than that. Especially rookies, people that just starting out, they don't know nothing, so they need you to walk them through everything, every single step of the way. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind. If you want to find a coach, make sure this person is like very connected to their clients, and don't lack communication. Another one is that's a problem I had with this coach, is the lack of communication. Yeah, I must admit I also struggled with that at the beginning, but as he gets closer to the show, the athlete, especially for a bodybuilding show, the athlete needs more attention, and more attention. It needs you to be more engaged, needs you to be updated with the plan, updating the plan constantly, because the body is changing quick as it gets closer to the show, and the coach should know that. So the coach should always be, attentive to detail and be able to change and modify the plan accordingly. So I feel like I wasn't getting that from this person. Also, I wasn't getting a lot of flexibility in the plan. Like, it was more like you either follow what I said or you're gonna lose. And I don't like that at all. And I don't like it because that means that the coach only cares about the numbers, only cares about making himself look good, use you just for credibility, but don't really care about you, your health, about you winning as a whole. Your coach should want you to win more than you, should believe in you more than you believe in yourself, especially during those times of self-doubt. Hey, prep is tough, man. It's very mentally challenged. It affects everything around you, your spirit, your soul, your mental health, everything. You know what I mean? Your family. And if your coach is not there through all that, then it's not a good coach. You know what I mean? Because you gotta think about like someone going into prep and then going in a caloric deficit and running all the if they're not naturally running all the PEDs and the hormones, their mood is gonna be all over the place. And they self-doubt. They're gonna get into their head a lot, especially getting into their head. That's something I personally struggle with, getting in my head a lot. And I, oftentimes you need somebody else to get you out of there. You know what I mean? And to talk you away out of it, and then to be optimistic, and to be like, yeah, we don't worry, we're doing the best we can. We're gonna take a different approach. We're gonna do this, do that. Also, be flexible to modifying things according to your client, according to your client's genetic makeup, according to your client's health, according to your client's health background. Like some people, have more predisposition to blood pressure, so you don't want to, put them on trend, because that's going to increase their blood pressure and then increase their hematocrit levels and all that. So maybe someone, has liver problems already before entering prep, which I don't recommend to even go touch any PEDs. If you have any heart problems or any liver problems, stay away. You know what I mean? Like orals are gonna mess up your liver eventually. And so think about that when you taking on a client. All that's to be taken into consideration. You know what I mean? And changing things accordingly. So, like for example, right, clenbuterol. I don't do well with taking clenbuterol every day. I go crazy. I get crazy anxiety. I just it affects my nervous system. I get very, I don't sleep. It affects my sleep, affects everything, my mood, everything. So for me, the best way to do it is like 2 days on, 2 days off, or 2 days on, 1 day off, or taking a day off. Taking a day off, definitely. Also, the body becomes immune to clenbuterol and eventually stops working after you take it every single day. Your body becomes resistant to the stimulant. So you want to take a day off so it's more effective that way. So that's the reason why I had to fire my coach. I had to let him go, and now I'm officially self-coach. I decided to instead of finding another coach, just do it on my own. It's gonna be a challenge, but it's gonna be a learning experience of what works for me and what doesn't work for me. Especially during peak week, as it was closer to the show. It's just all this, how much cardio I'm doing, and then what type of approach I'm taking towards my nutrition, which is carb cycling. I find that works the best for me, carb cycling. Whenever, because you think about this. So getting ready for a bodybuilding show, it's not about getting shredded. It's not about losing just fat and that's it. It's preserving as much muscle as you can while dropping all that body fat from your body. Okay? It's preserving muscle, because that's bodybuilding. You want to show muscle. Anybody can get a six-pack and look shredded on stage with no muscle. Everybody can do that. Okay? And call it conditioning. But it's hard to show up with right enough muscle in all the right areas, everything that you work so hard for during your growth phase, and keeping it, and still manage to show up conditioned and shredded, peeled to the bone. So that's the goal. That's why all the PEDs exist, to prevent you from losing a lot of muscle, to give you energy at the gym, to keep pushing, to working hard, all that. That's the PEDs are a supplement. So now that we're getting into this topic, we're gonna talk about my gear protocol. I'm not gonna go into very detail into what I'm doing and the reason why. I'm gonna try to save that for a different time, a different video, maybe next week. But right now, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I'm taking, okay? But before I do that, I just want to let you know that I am not a doctor. I don't encourage, I don't promote the use of PEDs or steroids. I don't think it's good for you. I think you should stay away from it. I think natural athletes should develop their bodies naturally first before they even try to think about doing that. And if you ever think about doing it, please do your research. There's a lot of research out there. Consult your doctor. I am not a doctor, so I'm not giving you any medical advice, any sort. I'm just, showing you what I'm experiencing, so you can take it from there. Take whatever you need from there and apply it to yourself. But at the same time, I gotta let you know that everybody's different. What works for me is not gonna work for you. Okay? And then PEDs are not a magic pill. They're not gonna wake up shredded or like show ready or like with a lot of muscle already. It's not possible. And they're not gonna show if you haven't achieved a certain level of body fat, low levels of body fat. It's definitely not gonna show. You're just gonna look like a balloon, like inflated, like, a lot of watery. That's all you're gonna look like because you haven't dropped enough body fat. So in order for you to experience the best benefits of everything that you're taking, you need to get to low levels of body fat, single digit, if not. So you can tell the difference, so you can tell the muscle getting harder and harder and getting more ripped and ripped. But yeah, so here it is, okay? So first thing in the morning when I wake up, I drink lemon with water, because lemon is known for detoxifying the system and detoxifying all the toxins that I'm taking. So first thing and keep me hydrated right away. I can do that with BCAAs, I combine it with BCAAs, and I take 25 milligrams of Anavar, D3, D4, and on my clenbuterol days, I do 2 days on, 1 day off right now. I do 20 mcg first thing in the morning, and then I do 40 mcg later in the evening. I will increase that as it gets closer to the show. I'll probably do 80 to 100. I don't recommend going that high, far out from the show. Everything has to be calculated, and you increase the dosage as you get closer, because you're trying to get rid of all that the remaining body fat, the stubborn body fat from your body. And what else? Proviron, 25 milligrams of Proviron. I'll explain that in a different video why I take Proviron. I take that first thing in the morning, and I take that before bed. Same thing with Anavar, before bed as well. Okay, Winstrol as well. And I take 25 milligrams of that, and 25 milligrams before bed. Okay, so that's what I'm taking as far as orals. I know I'm taking a lot, but I didn't start taking it until 8 weeks out. I didn't take no orals before, So I keep my liver the safest possible by taking glutathione, injectable, and AC, milk thistle, and TUDCA. So it's been working fine so far every time I do blood work. So I don't recommend anybody to do all this orals, especially if you have a tendency of liver problems. Please stay away from that. Okay, so as far as injectables, all right, I'm doing test propionate, 500 weekly. I don't go a gram. I've never been up to a gram ever before, or more than 700 ever. I probably go up to 700 as it gets closer to the show. Why? Because as you get closer to the show, you are going to need all the help you can get to preserve as much muscle as you can. So this is the reason why these compounds are there for. So test propionate doesn't have any water retention, so that's why you look leaner with test prop than with test NND or long ester. So that's why it's for cutting cycle. It's always good to take testosterone propionate as a base test, because it just leaves your body in a day or so. That's a half-day life. Then I have Masteron Prop as well. That's for cutting. Everybody knows that it's not that hard on your liver, and it will get you the hard look that you need, help you lose fat as well, help you burn fat. So that and Trenase. I only been on. I decided to do trend later on the prep, because obvious reasons. Everybody's different, okay? So don't think that trend is going to, have the same effect on everybody. Some people chill on trend, and I'm like surprised. I'm like, wow, you like it doesn't even do anything to you. Like, yeah, no, it doesn't. I don't have any sides. That's because people are like resistant to it. Some people do better with that than others. So, and then some people are like going crazy. They go crazy. They can't handle it. They have to drop it. Their blood pressure goes up to the roof. They start getting anxiety, mood swings. They start turning cycle. It's not a good thing. It's not a good compound. It's very toxic, but it will give you the look that you want. It will give you a lot of energy and strength, especially during prep. It'll help you get like that 3D look that everybody is trying to obtain, for prep and for a stage. He's the best at preserving as much muscle. Like it's the best, but it's also comes with a lot of side effects. It just kills your progesterone and so many other things that can be very damaging to you. For me, I learned to deal with it, deal with this compound better and better over the years. So it doesn't affect me as much as it used to anymore, but I still don't go over 500 weekly. That's my limit. Anything past that, then I start experiencing all the side effects. I only ran it for about 6 weeks, and then that's it. No more than 10 weeks at most, because it's not good to take it for a long time. Like I said, everybody's different, but for the general, do not take it more than 6 weeks. Okay, very low dosages if you are, and that's if you need it. Maybe you don't need it. You know what I mean? So, and if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Don't allow your coach to convince you that because of trend you're gonna win a trophy. You might not. You might win a trophy regardless. Even if you don't, you'll be surprised. Like you do not need this compound to win a competition, to bodybuilding show. You can do it without it. You can do it without any of these compounds. Just testosterone itself, you can do it. But then you gotta really be real with yourself and be like, am I genetically gifted enough so I can get away with not using all these compounds, or do I really need all the help I can get? Maybe you're the type to need all the help you can get, but even then, it's your decision, your body, your choice. Your body, your choice. Once again, do not let your coach tell you, dictate over your body. If you tell your coach, hey, I don't want to do this, is there another alternative? If your coach is good, he's gonna replace it and find another way. He'll work with your body. No, you got to do this, otherwise you're not gonna win. That's a bad coach, man. Get rid of him as soon as possible, because that motherfucker, that's not one. It's not one in your best interest. Fire him on the spot. Find someone that truly cares about the athletes first. Put the athlete's health first. Okay, so yeah, that Primo also the 500 as well. MPP, that's DECA fast acting. It's best for water retention. All right, comes with less sides. It gets out of your system in a day or two. So I will eventually drop that in 2 weeks and only keep the others. Once Primo, I'll keep it until 3 weeks out or a week out from the show, and then I'll drop it. All those compounds are gonna be dropped a week before the show, and I'm gonna keep the orals all the way throughout, even to a day out. So orals stay, injectables stop at a week out, because it costs a lot of water retention. So you want less water, so you can have the best look on stage. I'll go into my peak week protocol later on. I'm doing a warm-up show in November 8th, Sacramento show. Okay, that's gonna be my warm-up show. That's gonna help me get in shape a lot faster for the next show, which is Battle of the Bay on December 6th. That's the show that I set out to do. If I get the desired outcome, then I will go to nationals the following week, and I will hire somebody to probably pick me, because it's a different ball game, different type of conditioning, different type of athletes over there. It's more competitive, so you want to be your best, and you want really somebody to be there for you. But if not, I just go do it myself as well. It's a learning experience, and then I'm here for it. So yeah. So I'm not quitting. I'm not stopping. I made it this far. Not to just quit on myself. I made it this far to just quit on myself. I can't. I know I believe in God, and I know that He's with me throughout all this process, and He's aligning the right people in my life, even if He doesn't align anybody, and I had no support. I'm still gonna go for it. So, but yeah, that's as far as gear. Supplements, I'm gonna go into my supplementation protocol in the next video, and for now, that's all I wanted to cover. This is the basics. Once again, I do not encourage anybody to do it, to use the PEDs or anything like that. So I encourage you to stay away from it, and don't choose bodybuilding as your lifestyle. Only if you want to be a competitive bodybuilder and take it serious, then you know the risks. I respect and admire everybody who willing to take the risk to accomplish their passion, to accomplish their goals, and to defend what they love. So that's me, okay, right now. And don't let people judge you for doing what you love and for following your own journey, regardless of what it is. If people have a hard time accepting who you are and what you do, then you gotta leave them alone. Keep your distance. I don't care how long you've known them. If they're your high school friends, your family, it doesn't matter. If they don't understand, then they have to go, or you can love them from afar. So that's a really hard lesson that I'm still learning till this day. Every single prep, man, like, I swear, man, everybody's gone. Like, all the people that I was partying with, or like having a good time, or hanging out, all those friends that are like social events, they're only there when you're good. They're only there when you're like have time, when you're at your best. But when you're at your worst and you're trying to log in and you're trying to accomplish a goal, where they at now? Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. This still hits me till this day, man. I gotta admit, because I gotta let a lot of people go from my life, and not that, and that doesn't mean that I don't love them. I got nothing but love for them, but I can't allow that to happen anymore, because I have self-respect for what I do, and they have no respect for what I do. They just accept it kind of halfway. So I don't need that. I don't need that. They only want me there because during the good times, but during the bad times they're gone. So I'm tired of that. So you have to stay away from it and only be surrounded by people with the same mindset, especially if you're trying to accomplish a goal that most people, they don't have your vision. So people that share the same vision will understand you a lot better, and it will push you farther. So keep that in mind, okay? So right now we're heading out to kill some hamstrings and some glutes, and throw a little bit of quads, and no cardio on my leg days. I'm only doing cardio 6 times a week, fasted 40 minutes, and depending on how I'm looking on Monday or Tuesday, I'm gonna try to do another video how I'm looking, and see what I can change from there. So you're gonna see it all. You're gonna go walk with me. You're gonna witness everything I'm doing and walk with me, kind of like living the journey with me at the same time, learning what I'm doing. So I'm coming very transparent here, okay? So so we can both learn. We both learn about this. So moving forward, moving on, and all we can do is hope for the best and control what we can control. And the only thing we can control is your everyday grind, every single day, and be blessed that you woke up another day to keep grinding. That's all. All right. So now we're gonna go. We're gonna go work out. We're gonna go train, and then I'll keep you guys updated on what's going on. All right. What's up, Fit Fam? We just wrapped up our leg session. Hamstring and glutes focus leg day with a little bit of quads. I must say that today I felt it. I definitely felt prep hitting me hard. Like, prep is getting the best of me right now, and for the first time I felt like I was dragging in between exercises. Strength wasn't there at all. There was a time where I stopped feeling the contraction, the pump, and that's how I know that it's getting there. I'm getting there. I'm not where I want to be, but I am getting there slowly. So that's a good indication that we're going towards the right direction, meaning that we are definitely getting leaner, shredded, and peeled. So I'm not there yet, but that's a good indication, a good sign. So yeah, I mean, like, right now, I feel very lethargic, very tired, brain fog a little bit, just a little bit, but it's gonna get worse. Trust me, it's gonna get worse. Low energy, so I try to, like, keep it short, keep the sessions short, in and out. Keep it hard and intense no matter what. Even if the strength is there, I typically stiff leg deadlift 5 plates, but today I could barely do 3 1/4, but I still got it done no matter what. I still do compound movements and I still do machines. I did a whole lot of machines, as you can see, and just proud that I made it through this tough session, and so many more to come. Okay, but yeah, and then we did some posing after that. The goal with the posing right now is just trying to bring out my hamstrings, trying to showcase as much hamstrings as I can, from the back, back double and back lat spread, because unfortunately, I didn't focus so much on improving my hamstrings my last up season. Mainly focused on bringing out my quads, which I did, and I'm proud of that. Not where they supposed to be yet, but keep improving. But hamstrings definitely is something that I'm lacking, I must admit, but I'm doing the best I can right now to bring them up, to get into pop and showcase them very well when I pose, because that's all you should be focusing on, besides the cardio and the diet, obviously, and the training. Posing is very important as it gets closer to the show. You have to learn how to showcase your physique in the best way possible. You have to hire, if you're a rookie, I would suggest to hire a posing coach, so they can teach you all what you need to, how to position your feet, how to position your body, so you can better showcase all your poses, especially the mandatory poses where you get compared with the next guy. So, and then the last thing you want to do is be comparing the others know how to pose and you don't. And even though you were bigger and you were more conditioned, you worked so hard to get in the best shape possible, and you did not do your homework with the posing, you're unfortunately not gonna get beat. You know what I mean? You're not gonna get the placing that you want because you did not how to showcase your physique properly. So pose a lot. Even right before the show, keep posing. Backstage, keep posing every day. Pose before going to bed. Pose. Look at yourself in the mirror. Record yourself. Or have someone that knows look at you. So especially from the back, it's hard. I record myself all the time, and I can see where I have to adjust and modify, little twitch. But yeah, so that's the name of the game right now, and we are moving forward. We are moving forward. So now it's time to eat. You know, my next meal has a little bit of carbs, very low carb, and the meals after that have no carbs. You know, just fish, white fish. You know, either tilapia or codfish, asparagus. That's it right now, and it's gonna get tougher and tougher. We're gonna tighten up the diet because I don't want to do more cardio. We are 40 minutes right now, 6 times weekly, and I don't want to go past that because my legs will suffer. You know, so I'd rather sacrifice dieting harder and harder as it gets closer to the show than having to do hours and hours of cardio, and then eventually I'm gonna lose all my muscle. I am gonna be shredded, you know, but what's the point when you're shredded and have no muscle? There's no point of that. You know, you have to have muscle, and that's the whole goal, to preserve as much muscle while in a caloric deficit. But yeah, so appreciate everybody, you know, watching, tuning in, subscribing. Next video is going to be next week, and I'm going to try to talk about, you know, more about my gear protocol, why I take what I take, why the purpose of every single compound and oral involved, and also I'm going to go over my supplementation and the purpose of why I take those specific supplements. Okay, but yeah, that's next, and then I'm going to show you what I'm eating next too. All right, so we move forward with this solo dolo prep. You know, it's just me, myself, me, the grind, and God. That's it. You know what I mean? But yeah, so got you guys in the next video.